Yo, it be something like breaking the sound barrier.
Hey everybody, Tamara Beatty here, voice and performance coach. I'm answering a very simple, straightforward question that I got the other day, and it has a very simple, straightforward answer that helps so many different things. So stay tuned if you're somebody who has been working hard and making progress, but has all of a sudden plateaued. You've built strength to a certain area, you've built your skill to a certain area, and then all of a sudden you're not able to take it any further, even though you're working quite hard. Or if you're somebody who is experiencing that great feeling of, I've got my big, full chest voice. I've got lots of power and strength in my voice to a certain point. But then after that point, I either, can't access my range, or I'm feeling like it's really weak or light. It has a definite sort of imbalance from low to high, or if you're experiencing inconsistencies or fatigue. All of these things can be addressed by the answer to this one question. And this question is, how loud am I supposed to sing when I am doing my exercises? How loud am I supposed to sing when I'm practicing? So the answer here is basically that depending upon the thing you're wanting to accomplish, if you're looking to build strength, power, stamina, stability, control, whatever you're trying to do, you might have a different focus or tone that you're focusing in on in order to create that has a certain volume or a certain sound, a certain tonal color or quality. And that will help you get towards your goal, because with singing, sometimes we have to go by our cues that we hear as opposed to like visual cues. We can't necessarily push a button and therefore the thing we want to do happens. We have to find a way to assess if what we're doing is on the right track or not. So by listening to the volume of how you're singing, you can help figure out a lot of things. For example, let's say I'm singing low in my range. I'm singing down here. Mum, 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 mum. I've got that. It feels nice and easy. And as I go up higher, the only way that I can sing is to start pushing, forcing, and therefore the key to that is that my volume gets really extra loud. Here we go. Mum, 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 mum. I have to push or give that extra boost in order to do it. I'm not able to do it by doing it a little bit more relaxed or in the same volume as before. So therefore, there's a good hint. Oh my gosh, that is a good signal. It's showing an area of strength that I need to improve. And it's not like it's terrible or wrong to use a different volume. It's just that you can use volume and trying to keep your volume in the same range, very similar from bottom to top, no matter if you're going from chest voice to chest voice or chest voice to head voice to chest voice. You can all the degrees in between. Using a very consistent volume across your range is very, very, very helpful. Here are a few places that you might find that your volume will change. The number one is the one I just mentioned. You're singing in low in your chest voice, and then as you go up higher in your range and you're still wanting to keep that full voice, the only way you can do it is to sing louder, to push, or to force. That's one. The second one is if you're going from your chest voice into your head voice, and the only way for you to do it, it kind of sounds like this. It sounds mum, 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 mum. It's got a lot of different volume changes. I can't balance it out. That's another good indication that volume is giving us this hint. Oh, I don't really quite have the strength in my voice to be able to have balance across that range. Great. Another little hint for us is if we're singing, it's sounding nice and clear and open, then all of a sudden the only way that we can get into our higher spot or the harder area is to force the sound through the nose. Now, again, there's lots of ways and temporary kind of exercises and things that you could do in order to experience that sensation and even take, stress off of the voice. So it's not like it's bad or it's wrong. It's just that there's an indication that if you're unable to sing in a way where it kind of feels natural and relaxed across your range, relaxed to qualify it, relaxed with resistance, because if you're doing something hard and high and heavy, you will still have a feeling of resistance, but it shouldn't have a feeling of extra outside tension all the time. If you are finding that your voice naturally leans to this push and flipping, gripping, scrunching, crunching area, or if it leans really nasally, really quickly, all of these things are indications that we're experiencing some lack of foundational strength in our voice. Our actual foundation, where our voice basically is built upon This is an area that's very, very, very important. It's highly overlooked a lot of the times, but volume is a great key to that. So I'm going to show you 3 exercises that you can do to help balance this out. So the very first exercise is to go down in your range and just sing mum, 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 mum. And as you go higher, make sure that you don't get louder. So as I go up, even though I want to, mum, 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 mum. I really watch it if I'm going higher. Mum, 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 mum. And if I can't, if I have to push it, I can even let it go. That's something that you can do in your exercise programs. Just let it go and come back. You might think, that's wimpy. I can't do that. Or you can think, that's smart. I'm going to try and stay within my realm of balance, and I'm going to try and build from there. If you're experiencing a plateau, if you're experiencing inconsistencies that you just can't get out of, if you're having lots of fatigue, then you've probably tried many things. Why not try something new? This is a great thing to try. So that's a good little exercise for you. Males or male identifying can go down here in their range, starting at like a C3. And females, female identifying, can maybe start at around an A3. Work your way up, and when you get to that spot that feels really tight, instead of going louder and pushing, just try and go up to a point when you feel good. Keep your volume the same as much as you can. The second exercise is going to go across your range. It's probably a scale you've heard before. Mostly when people do this exercise, they're going to be louder and heavier on the bottom, and then they're going to be lighter and some people think weaker, but it's going to be quieter. It's going to be louder and it's going to be quieter. So what we want to do is just try and balance out these two things. Goo, 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 goo. Now I just sang in my head voice and I balance out the volume. I can do the same thing in my chest voice. Goo, 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 goo. So I'm trying to keep the volume the same as opposed to goo, 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 or goo, 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 goo. This is what we're trying to basically do. Balance out your volume the whole way. Now, the one question I actually haven't answered yet, I'm just realizing, is how loud? So we want a balanced volume, but how loud are we going? Think of it like this. This is my speaking range. It's kind of a normal speaking range. Maybe it's a little extra quiet. I'm going to call that a 4 out of 10. We want it to be louder and more authoritative than your speaking voice range, as long as it doesn't put us into this zone where it's really scrunchy, really crunchy, really tight, really nasal. We want it to feel like it's got some flow and some ease, but that I'm not timidly speaking. I'm not quietly or breathily chatting. I want to kind of have a little bit more oomph in it so I can make some progress. So a 6 out of 10 volume is a great way to think of it. Now, if you're experiencing any of these issues or you're interested in this concept at all, check the links below. I've got a 6-week course called Foundations Training, and this is what the whole thing is for. It's basically starting off building your foundational strength by understanding volume. So volume is one of the very first things to focus in on to help really understand what tone you could use, what way you could be singing to build more foundational strength in different areas of your voice. It goes over 6 key areas. If you've got foundational strength in these areas, you're going to be able to build on top of. If you're looking to increase your full voice range or have more consistency in your voice, less fatigue, all of these things eventually get broken down into this foundation, and volume is one thing that can really, really help it. So this course definitely goes into this as a first concept, and it uses this throughout with very specific exercises. So if that's interesting to you, please check out the links, and you have videos there to see if this is the right thing for you. We want you to have the right thing, but if it is, it's so beneficial for you to have that. If there's one thing I could give all singers, it would be a vocal foundation. Here you go. There's a vocal foundation. Now go ahead and stop thinking so much. Start being able to build on top of it. That's really what's required for that. So check it out if that's interesting for you. All right, so back to this volume. We want to keep this volume going no matter if we're singing in our low range or if we're going across our range. So when we go here, we want to try and stay away from the regular things that we're focusing in on, which is chest voice, head voice, mixed voice, all these sorts of things, and just boil it back down into volume. If I go from here to here, I want to keep the same volume. Is it easy? Not necessarily. It might be, but that's what we're looking to do. One thing we want to avoid is using head voice the whole way in order to make sure that the volume is the same. Now you can try that, and that's maybe a good first step, but eventually we want to be able to feel like you're using the oomph you want to use in your range and be able to match that across your range. So that's what we're looking to do. This is what this aim is. This one simple, very simple question: how loud do I sing when I am doing my warm-ups or just singing in general? The answer is try at a 6 out of a 10 volume. Try and build that foundational strength across your range. If you don't know how, check out this program. It's my signature program. It's one I really, really, truly believe in. There's videos there to see if it's the right fit for you, or if not, then there is a Condition Your Voice workout pack if you are looking for a series of exercises, warm-ups, warm-downs, etc. As always, it really, really helps if you're new to the channel to subscribe if you're interested, and or give a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks so much for being here. Use the same volume across your range if you're looking to take things to the next level and you haven't been able to quite get there, or you're just embarking upon this journey and you just want to start out in a way that does it right from the start. Okay, awesome. Bye-bye.